大家好，如果你们有住法上班和上学，然后跟着高速公路交通状况，肯定你们会看到许多各种各样的汽车穿来穿去。同时也一样，当你们有住法，肯定大多数你们也是开车。因此，现在我 Priscilla Levina 跟我的朋友 Theresya Jeini 会即将讨论到其中一支这一品牌，那就是 Volvo。今天我们要讨论关于 Volvo 历史上被吉利取得了直到吉利应用吉利来达到了 Volvo 市场营销在工作。
Hello, my name is Theresya Jeini, and today I'm going to discuss about why are China's companies doing overseas M&A, or also known as merger and acquisitions. I'm also going to take a look at the case of Volvo Car Corporation. So let's get started. Okay, back in 28th of March 2010, China's 10th largest automobile manufacturer Geely Group announced that it had completed the acquisition of the luxury car brand Volvo, including 100% of its shareholding and relevant assets. It was the largest cross-border acquisition that had ever done by a Chinese company and also the first wholly owned merger in China automobile industry. But this was considered as a very ambitious action. So why is that? Imagine a relatively unknown Chinese company with a well-known Western luxury car brand Volvo. Of course, there was a huge gap between these two companies, which provoked many controversies and suspicions in the business world. So, what are the motives behind this? Zhejiang Geely Holding Group, or also known as Geely Group, was founded in 1986. It was a holding and also a parent company of Geely Automobile Holdings Limited. And before it launched its first automobile manufacturing business in 1997, Geely was originally a refrigerator manufacturer. And within more than 10 years of development, Geely has become one of the China's top 10 automobile manufacturers. Before the acquisition of Volvo, Geely had also made several M&A deals with other Western companies. And in 2006, Geely has become the largest shareholder of the British cab maker Manganese Bronze Holding. On the other hand, Volvo Car Corporation is a Swedish automobile manufacturer founded in Gothenburg, Sweden in 1927. Volvo is one of the world's 20 largest automobile companies, and it also enjoys high prestige based on excellent quality and performance in Northern Europe, especially known for its safety and environmental protection. Okay, the economic crisis in 2008 has hit the automobile industry severely. While the global demand for cars increased, particularly in Asia and Europe, the US market share of the big three automobile companies, which included General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler, declined from 70% in 1998 to 53% in 2008. As you can see on the table, the car demand in China has dramatically increased over the past decade, in parallel with the development of China's economy. However, car ownership per 1,000 persons in China is only 38, far below the 800 in the US and the 540 in Japan. The consumption structure in China's car market has also been changing at the same time. The demand for luxury cars has improved quickly in China with the rise in affluence. As you can see on this table, all three main luxury brands, which is BMW, Audi, and Benz, showed a bigger increase of sales in China, which is 37% for BMW and Audi and 35% for Benz. This percentage was a lot higher compared to the world. And if you see in this figure below, Volvo has also experienced sales increase in the Chinese market, but its market share in China's luxury car market has actually declined from 13.4% in 1996 to 8.2% in 2008. And if you look at this table and figure below, you can see that in 2009, based on sales in 2009, although Geely was one of the 10 top automobile makers in mainland China, it was still smaller compared with others, which show another factor making it more likely to become a target for an acquisition. Okay, let me give a short explanation about M&A strategy before we go to the process of the acquisition. Okay, M&A strategy is described as corporate strategies that deal with buying, selling, or combining different companies with a goal to achieve rapid growth. The most common objectives of this strategy are to improve financial performance and reduce risk. The merger and acquisition strategies may be different from company to company and also depend a lot on the policy of the respective organization. Here are the steps of doing the M&A strategy. Okay, first, you have to determine the business plan drivers. And then you determine the acquisition financial constraint to find out whether your company has the financial crisis to support the acquisition or not. The third step is to develop acquisition candidate list. All you've got to do in this step is to identify the specific companies, whether it's a private or public companies, that you are considering for the acquisition. After that, you build the preliminary valuation model and rate or rank the acquisition candidates. The last step you have to do is to review and approve the strategy, whether you're going to do the merger or acquisition strategies or not. Okay, here are some reasons why M&A strategy can be very advantageous for a company. First, you can improve your company's performance and can consolidate to remove excess capacity. Then, you can also improve your product's time to market and acquire new technologies, expertise, products, and resources. Not only that, you can also exploit economic of scale in specific industries and invest in young companies with lots of promise.
Hi guys, it's me, Priscilla Levina, and now we will discuss about the process of the acquisition. And this part, we will discuss about the beginning of the process of acquisition, and we will discuss about the strategy that Geely has adopted to make Volvo market in China. So, let's get started. This is the beginning of acquisition process. On 4 December 2008, Ford Group has announced that it intends to put one of its premium brands, that called Volvo, up for sale for $6 billion. And suddenly, it quickly became a big news into the auto industry. So, why Ford want to sell Volvo? They have 3 reasons to it. First, with the impact of economic crisis, Ford confronted pressure to survive. At the end of 2008, Ford's debt was $25.8 billion. And the second strategy, selling Volvo, was in accordance with Ford's corporate strategy. Ford has dissipated its effort across the many non-core brand names. To change the situation, Ford CEO Alan Mulally launched the strategy of Volvo and decided to sell a number of premium brands, including Jaguar, Land Rover, and others. And the third, for Ford, the value of Volvo had been realized. Ford's original purpose in acquiring Volvo was to gain its leading technology on security and energy observation. On the other side of the proposed merger, as early as 2002, Li Shufu, the founder of the Geely Group, had proposed it in internal meeting to share the idea of buying Volvo. In 2007, Li Shufu had sent Ford's headquarters a letter declaring the desire by Volvo, but the letter was ignored again. Then early in 2008, he met the CFO of Ford at the Detroit Auto Show, but the meeting didn't go well. And as safety was an important factor in consumers' decision to buy a car, the crash test results seriously crowded Western customer confidence in the safety of Chinese cars. So, this is the development. We will discuss how is the development of the negotiation between Geely and Volvo. The news of the potential sales of Volvo triggered other automakers' desire. There were several companies showing their fascinated to buy Volvo, including Renault. Although this global automotive giant saw obvious advantage in operating Volvo, the demand of the economic crisis didn't allow them enough financial support to make a deal. All their research were utilized to deal with their own internal problem. Some Chinese automakers, like Changan, Dongfeng, and Chery, also considered this merger to deal. However, since lacking the capability of operating Volvo as an international brand, they might be difficult to face after the merger made it. So it's a hard decision, especially as most prior cross-border M&As made by Chinese automakers had ended up with failure, and those companies had been badly affected. With these developments in the background, Geely started the formal negotiation with Ford on 17 December 2008. Before any other competitors want to buy Volvo, they are indicating its desire. So, how's the end? This is the end game between negotiation of Geely and Volvo. Ford's reluctance and skepticism didn't stop Geely's determination. On the other side, Geely gradually received more support for its merger proposal. First, the Chinese government received this negotiation and showing their support for Geely merging with Volvo. This policy agreement made it Geely much easier to raise up the purchase fund to close the deal. The Bank of China, like AIBC, AIB, Bohai Fund, and Honey Capital, all indicated potential finance support. And then finally, Geely's merger plan also accepted global capital support on 23 September 2009. Okay, the next part, we will discuss about Geely's strategy before acquiring Volvo. The first one is research and development. Geely was aware of the importance of the R&D to corporate sustainability in the auto industry. For example, in 2009, over 1.2 billion renminbi was invested in R&D to support Geely's independent development. Mr. Li Shufu believed that by mastering technology, Geely would be able to maintain its competitive advantage over its foreign rivals. Geely also emphasized energy efficiency and environmental protections. There is product positioning in the Chinese market. Geely was known primarily in the Chinese market for competing on price. The next one is development of international markets. Offices were established in 5 strategic markets: the Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, Central America, and South America. Geely exported about 19,000 vehicles in 2009, and the last is top about safety and quality. China was world-renowned as the world's workshop. dominating industry from shoes and toys to tools and basic electronics. Okay, now, how is the strategy after the acquisition? Only 3 months after the acquisition, Volvo and its new owner admitted to the differences. Mr. Li Shufu disagreed with the product and brand strategy of company executive back in Sweden. He wanted Volvo to develop larger, flashier luxury cars for China, whereas Volvo wanted to develop small, safe, fuel-efficient vehicles, in keeping with their reputation for being safe and environmentally friendly. Considering the burgeoning Chinese luxury car market, the two sides decided to reconcile their visions and chart a course for Volvo revival. Within 1.5 years of the acquisition, Volvo had become the fastest growing car market in the world, and 84% of Volvo customers were satisfied. Okay, that's all about discussion about Volvo being acquired by Geely. I hope you enjoy it and understand how is the important thing that Volvo being acquired by Geely. So, have a nice day.